Hello and welcome to my hobby table once again. So this is going to be part 2, the official beginning of the disassembly of this OS FT-240 Super Gemini engine of mine. And as I mentioned in part 1, I'm calling this left cylinder, right cylinder, with me being the pilot facing that way. And what I'm going to try and get done today here in just this short video is perhaps start taking some of the left cylinder stuff off, but definitely put common items in the common items bin. So I think the first thing I'm going to do here is I am just going to start removing the exhaust manifolds, which these are not left-right oriented. But they are going to assist me getting them out of the way. So I feel very confident in just putting those in the common bin and making sure, seeing if there's any kind of gasket or washer type thing that goes in there. I'm not sure if there is. So I didn't turn my ultrasonic cleaner on, but I probably could, at least at some point, so I can clean these up. So we got those off, they're out of the way. I think the next thing I want to do is remove this carb, get it out of the way, and it's just these two screws, I believe, are just bolted to let's see. I think, actually, let's see, maybe I can just remove the whole carb assembly right here. I don't know, let's see. No, this is a part of intake manifolds. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and just pull this portion off here. Pull the carb off the mount, because that's what this is. This is the intake manifold carb mount. At least that's what I'm calling it. So I think I'll just remove that first. That should just allow this to come off just like that. Now, get that out of my way. Now I think I want to loosen up these intake manifolds. Just get these things loosened up. I don't know that they'll come out right now. They might. I know on Sato, some Sato twins, you can't pull these out until you actually get that carb mount off. So that's what we're going to do here next. I think I already loosened these, so. And I think wherever possible here, I might put those screws back where they were. Do I want to just throw them in there? So here we can take our intake manifolds off. This is our carb base, intake manifold carb base with an O-ring in there. See, I could just throw these screws back in there, but I don't really want to do that. I don't think. I'll figure out where they go. All right, so there we go. Now we can actually start working on removing some cylinder parts. There's nothing else common here that has to come off now. So let me get a smaller driver here and see. These didn't seem like they were that tight. Again, left cylinder. I'm working only on left cylinder here. I think it'll be more interesting if I leave it up like this. Hopefully you can see this. See the beauty of these pieces. Okay, there we are. Now the question is, now what am I going to do? Maybe the next, could just take the head off here and then worry about that later. So this is a two-piece head cylinder assembly. So we got the head here and the cylinder here. Let's see. Is this the right size for these head screws in. That one wasn't super tight. I mean, I guess they feel... I hear a little clicking. Now this engine has never been apart, at least not by my hands, and it was given to me new in box. This is a little deep. It's a little curious about how tight these fasteners were. I would have thought they would have had a little bit more torque on them than that. I'm sitting here thinking, is this the right way to be, the right sequence of things? Now this one feels a little bit tighter. Is this the right sequence of events to be doing to disassemble this engine? It's been a while since I've done one of these OS twins. Okay, so here we go. So we got our push rods coming out here. I'm going to drop those in that. Our push rod covers with seals intact. Here is the underside of the head. Yeah, see, this engine has got like maybe 5 runs on it, if even that. So it's quite beautiful. In fact, obviously there's really no reason for me to take... I'll have to take these off, the rocker arms off, when I go to reassemble it so I can drop the push rods in there. But I mean, other than that, there's really no reason to drop the sleeve or drop the valves on this. So there we go. That's... Now what I'm wondering is it better to go ahead and put the cover on this left here and get it all to the same level? Because I really don't want to take this cylinder off and have this piston flopping around until I'm really ready to get in there and take that connecting rod off. So I think what I'm going to do is grab my other container here that's labeled right, and we're going to do the exact same thing I just did here with regards to this order of operations. Why isn't that? That's too small. It must be this guy here, 2mm. And I know my camera is automatically focusing on the closest thing. But there's really not a whole lot to see at this point. Once you've seen one cylinder come off, you've seen all the excitement. Again, just another beautiful looking cylinder there. Okay, that one had a little bit more torque on it. I always listen for these sounds. That tells me that that's torqued from the factory. I've never been able to reproduce that loosening sound after tightening a fastener by hand, because there's just something about the automatic torque drivers that are used in factories where they're set there and the guys just go pop it, and it has just this means of really putting that on there quickly, and it causes that when you go to remove that fastener, that sound. Yeah, I know this is... I don't want to do that. I know what cylinder I'm looking at, but my camera keeps wanting to autofocus on whatever is highest, closest to the lens. And if that happens to be the top of my hand, then you're sitting there watching the top of my hand. So I have to try to do this or turn that autofocus off and hope that the depth of field I have between my lens and here is small enough that you'll still be able to maintain focus, or that it will still be able to maintain focus. Okay, there we go. There's our other two push rods coming out. Push rod tubes, those seals on those stayed in the head there, so I'm going to pop those out real quick. And here's the underside of this head. Screws. So now I want to get a little pick here. And that's not what I wanted to do. There it is. I was going to say that thing went flying. Okay, so they're there. And this has probably got a shim on it too. So there you go. I mean, that's all there is to removing the heads on this engine. Now, what I'm probably going to do, excuse me, is turn this video off and just leave this as part 2 so that things don't get too long. Part 3 will be more about removing the sleeves and getting the pistons off and engine mount.